As you can imagine, in the NICU, hand washing and the hand sanitation is really important. The team is really dedicated to making sure that they are 100% on their hand washing audits. They are really focused on preventing any type of infection in their babies.
A nurse observed a doctor entering one of our NICU rooms having not washed their hands. And the nurse felt, I guess, intimidated by that incident and didn't decide to sort of take on the doctor at that event. And so wrote an origami, which then got escalated to our unit leadership here, who then talked to the doctor. The doctor was very frustrated by the fact the nurse did not feel comfortable enough to speak to the doctor immediately at that time and had to escalate it.
To me, I could tell that the problem wasn't just with whether a physician was washing his hands, but also whether our nurses were comfortable in approaching that physician and be teammates in safety.
It's a bigger problem than the nurse writing up the physician. It's that there's a lack of communication between the members of the care team.
So that actually started a whole concept of how do we address problems real time with physicians? How do we talk to them in a way that they will respond positively?
We put a survey on the lens board, which allowed the staff to come up with phrases that were non-confrontational, ways that they could ask physicians or any other person if they had washed their hands in a non-confrontational way.
It was a simple survey, and you could answer it anonymously, or you could identify who you were, and they shared their best practices for reminding each other how to wash their hands in the event that they didn't see someone wash their hands, or whether they didn't think someone washed their hands. And there was a lot of good responses.
We got the input, and it was really all transparent, up and in front of everybody, saying, hey, what is going on here and how can we make this better? And that's really something that you want. You want to be able to communicate with the front line, you want to be able to communicate with the physicians and build a better bond, build an easier way of communication.
And the doctor was so impressed by the amount of work that went into this to try to figure out a good way to speak to physicians and to help sort of drive team spirit within the organization. That physician started to attend the lens board timeouts.
The team came together. They have no problem approaching people in a non-confrontational way. This particular physician ended up doing monthly educational things for the staff, and everybody came together as a team, and the relationship grew and is much better.
Because it's a platform and it's right out in the hallway and everybody has access to it via their phone, but it really drives it down to one of the basic tenets of high reliability, which is the deference to expertise. So if you want to care for patients, right, the experts are the people caring for that patient, so it really elevates their voice.
The lens board is a big piece of safety here in the NICU and across the hospital. It allows all the staff, whether they're here on Monday or whether they're here on Friday, they get the same message, they get the same access to information, and they can input information and actually interact with us, and we can get a full team view.
It's another tool to help make patients safe, and that's our real goal. At the end of the day, we need to make patients safe. We need to make sure that we're doing the right things for the patients.